know, Jeremy, you want to talk about that crazy story, that Breaking Bad situation? You want to bring us up on
Yeah.
bring me into that. Bring me into a little
Yes.
North Carolina news.
Right. So this one, I don't know if it's a full new section yet, but this is a story I read. And I was like, what the hell? Is this real life? So quick explanation what happened here. There is this high school teacher in North Carolina, beloved teacher.
Okay.
I believe he taught Spanish and found out, oh, he was killed and people felt bad. I'm like, oh my God,
Oh
this,
man.
this teacher is killed. Then the story comes out that this guy, along with his brother-in-law, had the brilliant plan to rob a Mexican drug cartel.
Oh.
Um, they, they were in like body armor. So what they did is they actually ambush a drug runner. They then tie him up and execute the guy. Then later on in like this house, there's a shootout, which is where the the teacher dies. The brother-in-law gets away, gets found later in charge of murder. And once this story comes out, like the school and everyone else is like, oh, that dude died. Let's take away. We're gonna retract all the loving comments because the guy tried to rob a cartel. I was like, okay, is this real life Breaking Bad? And are you guys' families gonna be in trouble now? Like it's a cartel. What are you doing, man? So that was a WTF. Is this real life a news story for me?
That is absolutely. You know what? That's our screw up of the week. Like, no, you know what? Like making a European soccer league without talking to your fans and having JP. Okay, that was pretty stupid. But you know
Yeah.
what? Like, if you're ever in a conversation with anybody and the topic of robbing a drug cartel comes up, you gotta get out of that place. Like, you can't. That's not a good plan. There's no way that plan works. Like, is there any signs of like his motivation? Did he have like gambling debt? Like, what is it? Just
I haven't read it as of yet, man. It is just a wild one. Yeah, I think if that idea comes up when you're chilling, you're like, ooh, okay, let's put the weed away. We need to go to
oh
sleep.
no, that's
Like, this night is getting away from us.
no,
And
that's like at work with that HR shit when someone mentions something. It's like, hey, hold on a second. I just gotta say for the record that I was not in on that, just in case anyone's listening. Like, if that ever came up
right.
between, I was like, no, you know.
Yeah, that's why you go to sleep and you're like, okay, we're messed up. But if 3 days later you're mentioning that again, it's like, dog, we don't no, that was 3 nights ago. We
Yeah,
we put
no,
that in the ground.
no,
We
because
don't
you
bring this up again.
no,
Don't say this
no,
when I'm around. Like, don't do it. I don't
no,
want to be on tape with any association of
no,
this. Put it away. Do
no,
not try to rob a cartel.
no.
I don't know. Let's put a lot of money on whatever next random cryptocurrency and see if we can hit that. Like,
Exactly.
that's a better idea.
Like, honestly, like that is definitely a topic that you have to know that it, like you said, the families, you're putting your family at risk. Like that is something. Yeah, if we're ever in, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been in a conversation with friends or joking around, drink, whatever, like, what if we could just, the big score or whatever. And, I'm definitely never one of like wanting to get into criminal activities, but sometimes you're like, oh, we could rob Fenway Park, like people fancy full stuff. You're like, but if,
Just go do the Departed.
yeah, just do the Departed. We just do the Departed. You know what I mean? We just do the Departed. And it's like, I've been around, like, oh, what if we could do this? And I know this. And you're like, you know what we would never suggest is like robbing people known to be armed to the teeth, will settle any score, are experts in like lethal weaponry and stuff. And okay. But you know what though? I will say those kids at that school have the best, you wouldn't believe what my teacher got into story in the history of you wouldn't believe, because I remember at our high school, I remember that one teacher like scammed the parking lot and got like $60,000 worth of parking permits and then got fired and grand larceny. And that's our story of this guy who like scammed the parking permit system. You know what? That's the kind of shit this guy should have gotten into. Like, scam the parking permit system, Like, right? You ain't getting executed for that. That guy just got fired. I don't think he got arrested.
Yeah, man. That is definitely, you get a little older, you're going to college, whatever. Great first date stories. Like, hey, tell you about my high school teacher that got murdered trying to rob a cartel.
Yeah.
It's like, go on.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
That is definitely. I remember when that happened in high school, and you were like, when you heard about it, you're like, well, it was the business teacher. I'm like, okay, fair enough. You know, like saw an opportunity. You know, because we were both like, hey, why have parking permit prices gone from $25 to $130? It's just a school in Houston. Like, it's not any scarcer of a resource. And you know, people are like, oh, prices rise. And at a certain point, someone's like, where's that money going? And it was just that one dude taking the money. You know, I won't say his name. I remember. Yeah, it's like, but you know what? To all the teachers out there listening, like, if you want to get into the criminal game, I would start with low-grade parking permit scams and hope you don't get. I wouldn't jump to robbing cartels.
Yeah, you know, let's build up. You know,
build up to it. Build up. In Breaking Bad, he didn't just start that guns out. You know, you got to build up to it. But
it's like you got to crawl, walk, run.
Crawl, walk. That's what we tell our people at work all the time. Crawl, walk, run. You know, and body armor and no, that is definitely one where it's like, okay, I know you were joking around, but get your name out my mouth. You know, like
right? I don't want none of this smoke. None of it.
Man. I love. Yeah, no, I man, that was you get the deepest cuts out there. Well, look at Jeremy. I think